I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Heatmor. Found in the center of the Americas, anteaters are a group of large mammals related to sloths. They have bushy tails, long claws, and even longer snouts, with sensitive noses and long, sticky tongues which they use to seek out and slurp up their favorite prey, ants and termites. Sending their long tongues snaking down tunnels to collect bugs, and using their claws to tear apart anthills and termite mounds, an anteater hunting its prey resembles a monster attack from a kaiju movies. With some termite species having glowing lava, the image of a human skyscraper being demolished is completed. Heatmor is a fire-type Pokemon, which resembles a cross between a living anteater and the fiery mechanisms of an iron forge. Pokemon Sword tells us, "There's a hole in its tail that allows it to draw in the air it needs to keep its fire burning. If the hole gets blocked, this Pokemon will fall ill." Flames are often described like a flicking tongue, and Heatmor is a Pokemon which takes that concept and makes it literal. Black2 and White2 tell us, "It draws in air through its tail, transforms it into fire, and uses it like a tongue. It melts Durant and eats them." Heatmor's fire typing is specifically in opposition to Durant, a bug and steel type Pokemon whose 4 times weakness to Heatmor's fire type reflects how a real-life anteater can devour tens of thousands of ants or termites in a single day. Welcome back to Does Andy Remember Gen 5 Pokemon?
And if so, does he have any thoughts about him?
Heatmor.
Heatmor? Heatmor sounds like hot bod. The problem is all I can think of is Heatran. And it's not Heatran, because that's a different Pokemon.
Nah. Does he eat more than Heatran? Who knows?
No, definitely not. It looks way smaller. Is he what is he, like an anteater?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well.
But with a fire tongue. Is it physical? Like, can he lick with it?
I'd imagine so. I guess it's just a tongue that's on fire.
Okay. It's not as good as Heatmor, is it?
No.
No. Fact.
It's understandable that Andy is a little confused there. In early Pokédex entries, it seems like Heatmor has an actual tongue which is on fire. Pokemon White says, "Using their very hot, flame-covered tongues, they burn through Durant's steel bodies and consume their insides." While later on, the wording suggests that the tongue is literal fire, which only acts as a tongue. Pokemon Shield says, "A flame serves as its tongue, melting through the hard shell of Durant so that Heatmor can devour their insides." Perhaps this was a misconception in the actual Pokemon world, which got figured out by later Pokemon professors. Anteaters are an animal with such a specific environmental niche, eating ants, that it makes up their name. Similarly, Heatmor is a Pokemon defined by its relationship with another. Heatmor and Durant never appear in games or the anime without their counterpart. The Japanese name is Kuitaran, coming from Arikui, the Japanese name for an anteater, while also being a pun, sounding like the Japanese phrase, "not eaten enough." Similarly, the English name combines heat and mortar, while also sounding like eat more, because it plans to eat more ants. When we look at the megalithic structures made by millions of ants and termites, it's hard not to compare them to cities built by human civilizations. Once we make that comparison, though, we have to ask, what will be the Heatmor to our Durant? Original music for Luke Loves Pokemon is by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork is by Katie Groves. Heatmor and Durant were designed by Ken Sugimori. Funding is provided by listeners at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. For just $1 a month, supporters can listen to episodes a week early, and also help cover hosting and fees, making it possible for me to keep making episodes every week. I love hearing from listeners. Get in touch about upcoming Pokemon on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. Drop a comment if you're watching the video, or a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Coming up are Durant and Dino, so please get in touch about those or any other monsters. Even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Heatmor, and remember, I love you too.